Good morning.
Good morning.
What would you like to talk about?
The last free webinar, during the free webinars, there's the opportunity for people to type in questions and comments. And this last free webinar, I got a comment from a woman that kind of got me thinking. She was saying there was something happening in her room that was distracting. And she didn't have the experience in the lecture and the meditation because her attention point was on the distraction.
So it wasn't the mouse running around?
No.
I see.
No animals.
Okay.
Well, maybe she just didn't say what the distraction was. It could have been anything. But the point is, we live in a very noisy, distracting world. So the Mastering Alchemy tools actually create a space where you can sit in the noisy airport and not be distracted.
Yeah, I have a similar one. My son Justin called a week or so ago, and he's in a really interesting space because he was quitting his job. He just had a baby, and as he quits his job, the place he's renting, the woman calls and says, "Oh, I'm going to take back the house. You have 30 days to move." And so they're navigating all that. But one of the things that he said is, I have this distraction, and it's a kind of an anxiety, and it keeps pulling my attention. Mm-hmm. So given today's state of the world, everybody has distractions. So we did a piece in a morning conversation a while back, and we use this in a lot of the work we do. And it's a point of awareness. I'm fine, and I have stuff. What happens is, just like Justin, he was saying, I'm distracted by my stuff, and so I'm not fine.
Yes.
I'm anxious, I'm nervous, I'm scattered. My attention is going into the future. I'm worried about whether or not X is going to happen. Everybody, where everybody is, and particularly in the world today, the volume of the noise and the perception of unknown and distraction has been amplified in everybody's space.
And if we don't manage that, like Justin at the time and this listener, we don't get to have the experience that we'd like.
Yeah, and you're usually going to get something that you don't want.
Yeah.
Because I'm missing my instruction, I'm missing my choice, I'm missing my bus, I'm missing whatever it is. I'm so busy in this future moment of distraction that I'm not paying attention to or not getting quiet. So I get that, and very real. Mm-hmm. So this concept of I have stuff, I have my rent to pay, due, etc. I have stuff, but I'm not my stuff. Mm-hmm. One of the things that is required in that is something we talk about all the time, and it's being in present time. Mm-hmm. So yes, this is real. The rent may be due in 2 minutes, but this is not 2 minutes into your future. This is right now. So recognizing this simpleness, I'm fine, and I'm not my stuff. My stuff is right out in front of me, but I'm not out in front of me yet. I have 2 minutes. If you can begin to just recognize that as a concept and start to just take a breath and be fine. I'm going to have to deal with this, but this moment, I'm fine. And if you can put that into your experience, I mean, most people's stuff is not 2 minutes out in front of them. It's next week, it's next month, it's I don't have a job, what am I going to do? But right now, I'm just sitting in a chair.
Well, that concept is important, and there's tools that we've talked about in other morning conversations that you can actually implement, and it is more than a concept. Using those tools actually gets you in a place where you're not distracted. So
Sure.
We've talked about the center of the head, and we talked about grounding.
Right.
And so before you get on the call, find your space.
Right.
And for Justin, before you go to an interview, find your space, because otherwise you're dragging all the noise with you.
Right, and another tool in this whole process is we talk about constantly what is the platform. Mm-hmm. So how am I demonstrating myself? Worried, fearful, uncertain, disorganized? Stand in front of the mirror, and you'll get what everybody else sees in that case. But if you can be grounded, just stop, take a breath, ground, find center of your head. It takes a second. You already are there. You're just, your attention's out here. Just come back here. Center your head, grounded, rose. But then how do I wish to experience this moment going into examining my stuff? And so be certain, be strong, be capable, be relaxed. Be those. Those aren't intellectual words, those are feelings. Those are alignments of the energy.
Well, and I'm a very visual person. And so when I create my platform, I see it. I see myself standing on a triangle, or I see a triangle on the top of my head like a hat, and those 3 words are there. And for me, it has to be more than a concept or an information. It has to be more tangible.
Right.
The way that I get it, the way that I learn. I can understand it with my rational mind and my intellect, but until I make it real in my space, it's just a thought, it's just a concept.
Sure. So real is I'm having an experience. I'm being certain.
I can feel it.
I can feel it. It's a feeling.
Yeah.
It's a visceral shift in the body. This is my choice. I'm fine. I'm certain. I'm capable. I'm grounded. I'm present. Okay, now let me look at my stuff. That doesn't mean forget what you just did and step into your stuff. It's simply, okay, the bill is due. I just got laid off from my work because, of what's going on.
So it's viewing the events, viewing the stuff from here rather than from over there, going to it.
Sure. I'm always amazed when I listen to people talk about watching scary movies.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's in my body. Yeah, it's in your body. What don't you get about that part? It's terrifying. You are experiencing the event in present time as if it's the event. So think about that part and recognize when I step back and I'm grounded, present, and then ask yourself, do you really like scary movies? The answer pretty much is going to be no. Do I like the adrenaline rush? Maybe the excitement of, the football game or whatever it is, the excitement. But excitement and fear and excitement and adrenaline, they're really very different things running through the body. When you amp that body up, the cortisol levels go up, the adrenaline goes up, the stress on the heart goes up. That's very different than excitement. So discern, how is it that I choose and how do I want to line it up? But you're going to be much more successful from neutral, balanced, capable. All right, now how do I deal with this?
Using the tools. Did you get a chance to talk to Justin after that conversation?
I did. And in fact, it didn't even take, it was in the conversation. He went, I forgot. I wasn't paying attention to present time in that level of present time. You see, many of you play in Mastering Alchemy. We say it all the time. Present time comes in layers, and present time comes in different configurations. It's not just, here I am, I've showed up. You start to get quiet, and then you realize, I need to get quieter. And then I can get quieter. So this level of present time observing from quiet begins to be very fascinating, because the more you get tighter and tighter and quiet, the more your perception and awareness of choice, spiritually, energetically, starts to be available to you to choose from.
We should have another conversation about concentric circles.
Yeah, so we've talked about concentric circles recently in Park Bench, and I'm actually doing a piece on concentric circles in Park Bench in present time for people pretty quickly.
Good.
Yeah, we can do that here too. So again, it's just, you can be anxious, you can be worried, but just notice, where is my attention? Is it in the future? Am I here? And discern, I am not my stuff. My stuff is real, but right here, I'm not my stuff.
Otherwise, you're distracted.
And anxious.
Yeah.
So, hope that's helpful.